Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Practice Growth Strategies presented by Genesis Chiropractic Software. I'm Dr. Tabor, and you're listening to the podcast that will help you grow your practice. I have a very, very special guest on the show today with us, Dr. Liam Schubel. And I know a lot of you recognize that name. I certainly have heard a lot about him, and it's an honor to have you on the show. How are you doing, Dr. Schubel? How are you doing today?
I am near perfect, Tabor. What a pleasure it is to be with you today.
Awesome. Well, I do appreciate you taking time to do this. I know you're a very busy man. In fact, when I tell the audience, or if they look at the show notes, they may see that you have multiple clinics. From what I understand, for most people, multiple might be two. From what I understand, you actually have double digits, and maybe even in different countries, and you travel the world. So you teach the principle, you teach chiropractic. We love that about you. But tell us a little bit about your journey and how did you get where you are today?
Well, I think I got to where I am today, a combination of destiny, hard work, and absolute persistence. I'm a big proponent of Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, and I think that was one of the pivotal or fundamental books that changed my life. One of the reasons I love chiropractic is because it's based on 33 immutable principles. And they don't break for anybody, right? The principles, that's how they operate. And that gives you our level of certainty. And as Fred Barge would say, that life without fear, right? Because we know how life works. We know how life expresses itself. We know what obstructs the optimal expression of life. And we as chiropractors are the only doctors in the world that are highly trained to detect, analyze, and adjust that obstruction to the life force, which is the vertebral subluxation. So we're blessed to be in that. And I love working in principles. Think and Grow Rich, it's the same thing. It's based on principles of abundance. Not even finances. When people talk about, oh, that's all about money. No, it's not really. It's about abundance on every level. If you follow the principles of abundance, and you're persistent and you know what you want, right? You can't help but achieve that eventually over time. And so when I was younger, a couple months ago, I remember being how I got into chiropractic. I remember being at the foot of my mother's bed. My mother was the Energizer Bunny for young boys. And she would run us all over the place. I'm talking soccer, Boy Scouts, after school activities, whatever it was that we wanted to get involved in. She wanted her kids to be optimum, right? And so she'd run us all over the place. Well, she came down with what the medical doctors called bilateral bursitis, which is inflammation of the bursa that lubricate the muscles in the shoulders. And so how that would manifest is every time she would go to move, it would feel like somebody was stabbing her in the shoulders. And it got so bad, Tabor, that she was basically at one point an invalid in bed. She couldn't move without screaming in pain. And I remember that level of frustration of, I can't do anything for the person I love the most on the planet. I would jump in front of a bus for my mom, and this, gosh, can't somebody help this lady? And, we had the greatest of doctors working with her with good intentions, and they were giving her, injections and pills and potions and therapies, and she just kept progressing worse and worse and worse. And we all know how that game goes. Finally, a crazy friend of hers says, "Hey, why don't you go see the chiropractor?" She says, "What, are you crazy? Why would I go see the chiropractor? I don't have back pain or neck pain, that's what chiropractors are for, back pain and neck pain. Yeah. I've got bilateral bursitis." And so, the crazy lady says, "Well, how are the drugs working out for you?" She goes, "Well, not too good." She goes, "Well, I don't think you have anything to lose, do you?" And she goes, "Well, you make a good point there." So she goes to see this doctor, Dr. Robert E. Lee, Jr., that was the guy's name, right? I mean, imagine it. He was practicing in an African-American section of town with a name like Dr. Robert E. Lee Jr. So this guy had as the Jewish people say, he had chutzpah, right? So, so we go to see him, and he tells the chiropractic story. He was a Sherman College of Chiropractic graduate, and he was an upper cervical practitioner. And so he laid my mom down on the table, took specific x-rays, laid her down on the table, did a specific scientific chiropractic adjustment using toggle, and I thought my dad was going to jump up off the table and beat the daylights out of him, because it looks like toggle. Looks like you're slicing the person's, you're decapitating him, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
And so he jumps up, and my mom, lets out this scream, And you know, he's like, okay, it's okay, it's totally normal. And the end of the story is she recovered her health. And what Dr. Robert E. Lee Jr. did that other doctors didn't do for us, he said, when are you bringing your kids in? You know, and so my mom said, what, my kids don't have bilateral bursitis or back pain or neck pain? How can chiropractic help them? And so he says, well, how's your son's health? You know, how's Liam's health? Well, he's had pneumonia 3 times. You know, he's 8 years old right now, and he's had, you know, so he says, well, he started explaining how the nervous system affects the immune system. I get under care, then my dad gets under care, everybody's under care, and all of a sudden we go from living out of a medicine cabinet to living, as Fred Barch said, a life without fear. And it was just such a great way to grow up. And so as I progressed in my life, I decided I wanted to help people. But at that point, I had decided for some reason or the other, I want to help people through medicine. You know, I think I went for that cultural authority thing. I had good grades. And I started to work in a hospital, and I just started to see people getting worse and worse and worse and worse. Now, emergency medicine I thought was phenomenal, but you know, afterwards, to try to help recuperate people's health, I saw that this idea of giving them toxic substance and then hoping that that would help them recuperate, I saw that as insanity. And I saw the results or manifestation of that, and I said, you know, gosh, I remember coming back home, you know, over college break, and going to visit another chiropractor that my mom was seeing at that time, and asking him, I was like, gosh, I'm lost. I really don't know what I want to do. And he says, why don't you be a chiropractor? And it kind of like reignited that flame. And I said, wow. He goes, I love my life. You know, he's like, at this time, he was like, I work 3 days a week. You know, you know, he goes, I not only see very sick people get well, but I help well people stay well. And so he's like, it's a great life. He goes, I don't deal with blood, urine, or you know, it's like, and I'm a doctor. You know, he's like, this is a great deal. So again, I went to chiropractic school. My understanding of philosophy of chiropractic school has changed at the time. I was considering a chiropractic college at that point. And I was thinking that chiropractic was an alternative to medicine, you know, a musculoskeletal treatment of some sorts, because I had seen it work in musculoskeletal conditions, and it does work great in musculoskeletal conditions. But I had no depth of philosophy until I met Dr. Sid Williams. And Dr. Sid Williams, you know, the founder of Life University, I remember him walking into the room, and he started talking about anti-vaccinations and all the people of the world getting adjusted. And I just said, okay, crazy town, you know, time to check out. I signed up for musculoskeletal treatment over here. I want some scientific studies on this. And then, of course, over time, and I was in class, I met a good friend who is now the co-author of my smash hit book, Cast to Be Chiropractors, Dr. Judd Nogrady. He said, go up and see my brother, Dr. Adam Nogrady. He's in upstate New York. He sees 300, 400. And I was like, 300, 400 what? And he goes, patients. I go, what, in a week, a month? No, in a day. Wow. And so I went up to see Dr. Adam Nogrady, and I got to tell you, Tabor, it was like people were giving out, it was like he was giving out gold bars. You know, the people were just so excited to be there. And I said, yep, that's exactly what I wanted to do. And so from that point on, my goal was to see a high volume of people. I had an opportunity to go work in Peru, and my thought process was, I'll go down in Peru, work as an associate for a year. I'll come back, work in Miami where it's nice and warm. I'll speak 2 languages, you know, Spanish and English. I'll be fluent, and I'll have a lot of experience. And boy, I went down to Peru, and it was like paradise, chiropractic utopia. You just tell the chiropractic story, and we adjust people. You know, it was a great environment. And so that from that point on, I started growing offices then in Peru, in the Dominican Republic, and in Colombia. And you know, we're now 20 years into the profession. I feel like I'm just getting started. You know, I feel like I'm fresh out of school. And we have 19 chiropractic offices. We're going to be opening up number 20 here in June of 2016. So it's very exciting. I've had the opportunity to work with some of the top-level chiropractors and top-level athletes, top-level politicians. I mean, I've had the opportunity to see in my chiropractic career, I think in a few years, really what it takes people a lifetime, and even then to see. Just because I opened up my mind to what's possible. And, you know, somebody was contacting me privately tonight on Facebook, and they said, you know, do you chase money? And I said, no. You know, do you chase happiness? And I said, no. And they kept asking me these things. They said, you know, Dr. Schubel, you're not really helping me. And I said, well, here's the right question. What is it that you chase, Dr. Schubel? And what I really chase is passion. You know, that if I have to force myself to get up in the morning, I know I'm doing something wrong. Right. And, you know, you can ask my family here is, there is never a bad time to talk about chiropractic. I love and I'm very busy, as you mentioned, Tabor, but you said, hey, can you give me some time to talk about chiropractic? Oh, what do you mean? Impact potential people's lives? For sure, because any doctor of chiropractic that's listening to this, if they get inspired or motivated or they get some tips that can help people in their practice, it's like BJ said, you never know how far-reaching something you say, do, in this world will affect millions. Well, it's not about millions anymore, respectfully, BJ. We're talking about billions. I mean, we got 7.3 billion people on the planet that need chiropractic care. The question is, are you man enough or woman enough to bring it to them? Can you bring and deliver the truth? Can you communicate it? Do you have your mindset congruent with your belief systems, congruent with your communication systems and strategies in your practice? That is the weakest link in the chiropractic profession. BJ Palmer said the weakest link is the chiropractic adjustment. I got to tell you, there's some real good chiropractic adjusters that have empty offices. The weakest link in the chiropractic profession right now is the ability to communicate chiropractic effectively, and to back that up, have the mindset of certainty where when I tell you something, it's like, hey, I got the 10 Commandments, I'm giving them to you. You got a problem with that? You take it up with God. Like that. Yeah. That's the level of certainty. And by the way, chiropractic has nothing to do with religion. I'm just making an analogy, right? But that level of certainty, and that's what I see. Tabor, the reason I work so hard, I serve on the board of trustees. I'm the vice chairman of the board of trustees at Sherman College of Chiropractic. Awesome. Is because to me that's one of the last havens of chiropractic, the true greatness of chiropractic. We've watered chiropractic down with everything. Chiropractic has become an adjective. We got chiropractic nutrition, chiropractic foot orthotics. We've got chiropractic, homeopathy. We've got chiropractic therapies. Everything that we've got is chiropractic as an adjective. But if you would back that up into when chiropractic was illegal to practice, what caused our profession to continue to move forward, even though it was illegal, was the results that we provided from only one thing, that specific scientific chiropractic adjustment. That is the one thing that practice member cannot get anywhere else on the planet. Sadly, however, we have graduating from chiropractic schools right now, and I know because I interview chiropractic graduates from all over the world for my 19 offices. We have a waiting list of doctors that are wanting to work with us down in Peru because it's chiropractic basic training. We're going to take you, and we're going to take a year, 2, 3 years, whatever the time amount you spend with us, and we are going to create a chiropractic commando that when I drop you out of a plane over whatever city that you want to practice in the world, you're going to come out, you're going to hit the ground with that parachute, and you're going to come out with your pisiforms blazing with the certainty of who you are, what you do, and why. And that's what we're missing from the chiropractic graduates. It's really tragic because how are we going to, chiropractic is crucial to the transformation and evolution of the planet. How are we going to bring about this change? Gandhi said you got to be the change that you wish to see in the world. How are we going to bring about the change if we don't know who we are, what we're doing, or why? Ask any new chiropractic graduate, and I will challenge you. I'm telling you because I interview them. 1 out of 20, 30, 40, or 50 knows the answers to those 3 questions and has the clarity down.
Absolutely, man. Beautiful. And I tell you what just hit me listening to your story, because if we don't get more chiropractors who are successful, excited, and passionate about chiropractic, we won't grow chiropractic. For instance, this example that you just gave where that chiropractor told you, go to chiropractic school. It's great. I love my life. I practice 3 days a week. I get to touch people. I get to do these types of things. I had the same type of experience where I actually called the local chiropractor because I was so nervous about going to chiropractic school. I was nervous about borrowing the money for student loans. And so I thought, well, I'll just ask this guy if he thinks I should go to chiropractic school, what he would recommend. And if he would have said, no, I wouldn't do it, I would not be a chiropractor right now. Mm-hmm. But thank God he was a successful chiropractor who had some passion, and he said, don't worry about what the cost is. Just get there and do it, and you're going to love it. And I did it. And so literally when we come across, even this video, we come across people who are thinking about going to chiropractic school. If they get a negative impression from a chiropractor who, maybe doesn't know what successful chiropractors know, they get a negative impression, they don't go to chiropractic school. So we don't grow chiropractic.
Well, you got it. And by the way, there are many practitioners that really think chiropractic is a crappy profession to be in. It sucks. And the fact of the matter is, just because they don't know how to do it successfully doesn't mean it sucks. It means that they suck as a practitioner. Right. And if you're not successful in practice, gosh, Tabor, I see so many people with this crying and whining in the chiropractic profession. It's like, okay, how many successful chiropractors have you reached out to ask them, what is it they're doing? Tony Robbins talks about this, this idea of modeling. You decide who is doing the things that you want to be doing, and then you become the shadow of that person, and you think like them. You ask them, how are you thinking? What are you saying? What are you doing? That idea of success leaves clues. Yet I see so many people go into a pity party, and even worse, surround themselves with other low production chiropractors, and then, hey, you know what? Chiropractic really sucks for me. Yeah, I know, for me too. You're right. We should all quit. Never send somebody to chiropractic school. That's a waste of time. And it's like, okay, well, just because you don't know how to do it doesn't mean you should wreck the opportunity for people in the future. The transition, and I'm very excited about what's happening in the United States, the transition to move us out of this third-party paying system is going to be phenomenal for chiropractic.
Sure.
Chiropractors, even when it was illegal and when it was all cash, we did great because we understood the value of chiropractic. We knew how to communicate that value, and we also knew how to deliver the goods. And that's what we've lost. We've lost the ability to communicate. We've lost the mindset. We've lost the ability to adjust well. I mean, most people are doing, is playing the xylophone on people's spines. B.J. Palmer called them, backbone punchers, or a madman with a monkey wrench on the brainstem. In volume 18 he talked about this manipulative therapy, and there's a group within chiropractic that are using the chiropractic name that would love to throw away the vertebral subluxation and make us some kind of spinal lesion manipulators. And frankly, now we're into manual medicine. And any orangutan could jump up and down on the spine and move bones.
Yep.
It's knowing when to move the bone at that specific time. And I'm telling you, you want scientific evidence? B.J. Palmer did it all in the 1950s. Yep. And by the way, since then, I had the opportunity to talk to Dr. Heidi Havoc, one of the premier chiropractic researchers in the world right now. Great program out of New Zealand Chiropractic College. And she presented some of her studies to some neurobiologists in the Nordic, some of the Nordic countries there. And after the presentation to chiropractic, one of the things that they found is everything they study, Tabor, every function of the body, when they have a control group that's subluxated and a control group or another group that is receiving chiropractic adjustments, the group that receives chiropractic adjustments, every factor that they measure of functionality always improves.
Wow.
And so the neurobiologists saw these studies, and these are neurobiologists. They said, oh my goodness, people with cancer need to be under chiropractic care. Now, by the way, not to treat cancer, that would be insane. The idea is if you are battling some kind of disease process or some kind of dysfunction in the body, do you want subluxation on top of that? Do you want the master control system to be limited in any way, shape, or form? Right. No way. And so that's what people need to redirect, chiropractors specifically, need to redirect the way they think about things in their mind. We are not treating anything. Moth-eaten, Sid Williams would say, I got moth-eaten alopecia, lymphogranuloma inguinale, and gout. What can you do for me? Well, I can't treat any of that stuff, but the good news is the innate intelligence of your body has a phenomenal capacity to heal when the nerve system is unobstructed. And chiropractors, what we do great, we're the only doctors in the world that are highly trained to detect, analyze, and adjust those vertebral subluxations. So we have our finger on the dimmer switch of humanity, and that's the coolest thing. I mean, our gig, Tabor, is the greatest thing on the planet. And this is what, I follow what I'm passionate about. When I was in active practice, I saw 1,000 people a week. What I was so passionate about was that my gig, because I had done, to get to where I am, I have done every, busboy, waiter, digging plants, gardener, whatever it was, I've worked my way up. Chiropractic is the easiest job I ever had. What, air conditioning in the summertime, heating in the winter, this is great, look at my face, I'm so beautiful, if I was still outside, I would look like I'm 150 years old right now, and that's, we have such a great gig in that we get paid handsomely if we know how to communicate the value of what it is that we do, and we get paid to love people and liberate their optimum potential. What a gig we have. Yeah. So we've got to stop crying, whining, and moaning. If that gig is not working, we've got to start hanging around with people that can teach you how to make it happen. Again, Tony Robbins says success leaves clues. I'm amazed with 19 offices, and again, active practice, seeing 1,000 people a week, I'm amazed that I'm not completely inundated every single day with, "Hey doc, can you help me? Oh my gosh, how'd you do that?" Right?
Yeah.
Nobody asks. It's like amazing. And I guess people have, "Oh, well, that's because you're in Latin America. Oh, that's because of this." Oh, and everybody has those things. Why are you not successful? "Oh, it's because I'm white. Oh, it's because I'm black. Oh, it's because I'm Asian. I'm Jewish. It's because I live in New York, because I live in New Jersey, because I live in California. You don't understand. This town is like this. And it's like, oh, I go into your town and I start taking care of those people. All of a sudden, it's great again. How could that be? Like, what changed? All the people got smart all of a sudden because Schubel's in town? No, it's because you have somebody that can communicate chiropractic and that knows that they know that they know that when they make that specific scientific chiropractic adjustment, magic is going to start to happen."
Beautiful, man. In fact, I love the direction that this conversation is going, and we'll wind it down with a question here, but I want to call a little bit of an audible, and I was going to ask you a question about how we could give a tip to a chiropractor to succeed. I think you've already well past that point. Obviously, someone who's certain and passion is going to be successful, but that would lean into my question here that just popped into my head. So I know you have 19 clinics. That obviously means you're very good at systems and implementing systems. So on a scale, obviously we've got to be systematized in our office, but how much of it is just the passion and certainty, and how much of it is being able to practice systems and implement and know what we need to do inside a chiropractic office?
That's a great question. It's never been asked to me. And I got to tell you that passion is the fuel that drives the action. So how important is passion? It's very important because persistence is omnipotent, right? If you look at the most successful people on the planet, it's because they were passionate about what they did. So when things got difficult, right, that's when they continued and they persevered and they moved forward. That's the only difference. It's ironic. Anything that's ever happened in my life, Tabor, it's always been right before I felt like I was completely defeated. And I said, well, let's keep going anyway, right? Let's have this faith, passion, belief in what I'm doing. Let's keep moving forward. So passion is very important as far as the ability to keep moving forward in times of conflict or in times of crisis or that type of thing.
Sure.
But systems are vitally important, especially if you want to expand. That's one of the things that we teach at Schubel Vision seminars, is creating the proper systems with Office 1 so that in the future when you want to do Office 2, Office 3, it's like cut, repeat, rinse, wash, repeat, that kind of a thing. And so we've created those systems in order to do that. Now, where I got the idea of systems, I got to give credit where credit is due. Michael Gerber, the book E-Myth, what a great book that is. And I'd highly recommend, your audience to get the E-Myth, start reading it, get Think and Grow Rich. Start reading it. Here's your CWD, Chiropractic World Dominance, reading list. Get Lead the Field by Earl Nightingale. Lead the Field by Earl Nightingale, great one. And also make sure you get Cast to Be Chiropractors. That's my smash hit book. That's going to show you how do you develop a passion for what it is that you do. In this case, chiropractic. And so when you have, for me, those are the four core books that really changed my life and set me on purpose in what it is that I want to do in chiropractic. And what I found is the systems that I've developed now, I can make it as big as I want. The only question is, can I get the raw materials around to make that happen? And again, that's why I got involved in chiropractic colleges, because I found that the quality of chiropractic graduates that we're getting right now are the worst I've ever seen in 20 years. So I'm involved in that process to make changes and bring about a higher quality of graduate. Sherman College of Chiropractic, I got to tell you, our graduates are so much in demand that it's very difficult. I almost never get an associate from Sherman College. Like they're already taken up by the time 6 months before they graduate. But I'm involved with the educational process. I'm also involved politically. I don't like politics, but I'm involved politically, Tabor, because very quickly, if you're not involved in politics, what you love can be taken away from you. And so, I'm a board member of the IFCO, that's the International Federation of Chiropractors and Organizations. And, we work with revamping state laws. We work with bringing the chiropractic law into chiropractic countries. We work on personal development of our doctors. We have a system of a bank of information that our doctors can draw from that can, like a success bank, if you will. And so IFCO is heavily involved in all those issues. So I'm involved in that. And, of course, I'm involved in the Best Mission Trip Ever. That's thebestmissiontripever.com. that is a chiropractic mission trip. We go either to the Amazon jungle and take care of people there, or we go into Machu Picchu, the Andes Mountains in Peru, and we take care of people there. That, I think, is booked up now till 2017 or 2018. It's just huge. I mean, again, I wish I had more people so I could let more people have that experience. But it is a very elite experience, and we do have a waiting list. And if folks are interested, they can get on the website and ask, hey, when's the next one available? But that's at thebestmissiontripever.com. Of course, my book has to be chiropractors.com. And I have a clearinghouse for anybody who would be interested in the chiropractic commando training that we have, or in Schubel Vision seminars. The next one we have is in May 6th and May 7th in Amsterdam over in Europe. And they can go online, www.schubelvisionworldwide.com. That's SCHUBEL worldwide, or Schubel Vision, sorry, SCHUBEL Vision worldwide.com. And they can get in contact with me. And I'm very accessible. If anybody has any questions, I'm more than happy to entertain those. I will give one more benefit to your audience there, Tabor. I have a meditation that I used to get my mindset straight when I would go into seeing that kind of a volume of people. If they're interested, I could send them that for free. That would be, they could contact my email at liamschubel@hotmail.com, LIAMSCHUBEL@hotmail.com, and I'd be happy to send that out to them.
That's awesome. I'll be requesting a copy of that. I'd love to have
Great.
that. And that's great. Thank you. Let me just say thank you, first of all, for being so involved in advancing our profession. I really do appreciate that, and I hope myself to be more involved in the profession as well, and I hope that all the chiropractors out there listening will get more involved as well. And so in closing, if you want to, some closing remarks, and go ahead and give your website one more time where they can find the information, and then I will make sure to have those links that you mentioned in the show notes as well.
Great. Well, again, thank you, Tabor, for the invite to come speak with you tonight. It's been a real pleasure, and you've asked some very good questions. I thank the people that took the time to listen to this interview. Now the question is, what are you going to do to apply that information? I am telling you right now, all the success that you need is inside of you. As B.J. Palmer said, genius is not property of the few. It's buried within us all. So we've got to find out what the limits or blockages are, just like we find out with our patients, where their limits or blockages are to the expression of their lives. We need to find out in our chiropractic offices where the limits and blockages are. And SchubelVisionWorldwide.com is committed to teaching the tips, tools, and strategies that people need to create more abundance in their life and in their practices, and that's what we work with specifically. So if you're listening to this and you're ready, I want to make a change, and you want to maybe set yourself up so that you can have more than one clinic in the future, come and attend one of our seminars, www.schubelvisionworldwide.com. And again, my book, Cast to Be Chiropractors, you can check that out at www.casttobechiropractors.com. The mission trip is www.thebestmissiontripever.com. Please consider donating some time or treasure to Sherman College of Chiropractic. We are in the center of the chiropractic universe in Spartanburg, South Carolina, which is in the beautiful foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains. Go on www.sherman.edu. You can sign up to be a regent or be one of our Roar doctors who refers other people to Sherman College. Again, you want to make a better future? Start sending people to the right place. Absolutely. Rather than having them get out and trying to re-educate the cancer that just came into your community. So that's huge. And IFCO, if you want to start getting involved in really taking control of this profession and ensuring that the service of vertebral subluxation care is going to be there for our kids and our grandkids, go to www.ifcochiro.org, and we'd be happy to get you in there as a member, and you could start receiving the benefits that membership offers in IFCO. And again, thank you for the invite to come speak here today. It's been a great pleasure, and I look forward to hearing from people as they contact me, whether online or at a seminar or in person.
Awesome. Well, thank you again, and you are awesome, brother. Have a good night.
My pleasure, Dr. Tabor.
Bye.